You know, in my time in this city, I've seen some cool shit. Mostly flying vessels and the likes, but sometimes some neat gladiator arenas too.
The ships are neat, but I don't care much for the bloodshed.
You know you're gonna need to get in on that if you're accepted into the Harlequins, right?
Oh, that makes sense. Can we not talk about that this week?
Yeah, fair enough. Let's see, what can I talk about? I've done Dreadnoughts, Knights, Paradise Worlds, Titans, Terminators, and a lot more too. Oh, I know. Here's a complicated one. The Imperial Guard.
Do you mean the...
Do not call them that. That was a name put there to be copyrighted by Games Workshop. They're the Imperial Guard, and that's what I'll call them. All their books are great though, even the worst one is absolutely amazing. The story of an average Joe's, they're conscripted, forced, or willfully joining the Imperial Guard. They give it their all and then some. Through a combination of faith, hate, and pure indomitable human spirit, they keep on keeping on and keep on trucking. So, let's talk about them. Their army rule, voice of command. It's a long one, but officer units in the army can give so many orders, depending on the officer's unit's orders ability. They can give a number of orders, one per unit commanded, to a total of their ability number. Each unit must be within 6 inches of the officer. There's 6 orders that can be given. Move, move, move gives a unit 3 inches of movement. Fix bayonets improves their weapon skills, the melee stuff, by 1. Take aim does the same with ranged weapons. First rank fire, second rank fire gives rapid fire weapons and extra attack. Take cover gives models in the unit a better armor save by 1 to a max of 3+. Duty and honor gives the commanded unit a higher leadership and objective control by 1. These orders are very good, and it honestly gives you a reason to have more character units, but watch out because too much of a good thing can stifle your primary build, like that everyone likes. And what does everyone like? Big fuck off tanks. Their detachment is the Combined Regiment. It's meant to have multiple types of units together, not just one type. This is a great detachment for if you're just starting out and just trying to figure out what you like. Their detachment rule follows this sort of notion as well. Born Soldiers. Regiment units, a specific keyword of Imperial Guard, have their ranged attacks gain lethal hits unless it's targeting a monster or vehicle. Squadron units gain lethal hits on range attacks against only monsters and vehicles. Honestly, opposites and it helps, but specific. So be careful, learn your keywords. It's a lot to keep track of, but it's a pretty decent rule if you've got a good mix of both types of units. Now we look at enhancements. For 10 points we've got Death Mask of Elanius. Gives the bearer's unit a -1 to OC instead of a 0 OC if they're battle shocked. This is pretty useful in some cases, but not in all. Keep in mind the attached unit's OC, because it's useless if their normal OC is a 1. Grand Strategist is 15 points, and you add 1 more order to the character this enhancement is connected to for each round. Honestly, this is nice. More orders to buff up the boys is pretty great. Now to 20 points, Drill Commander. If your unit doesn't move before shooting, their crit hit number is an unmodified 5. Always good, especially with the lethal hits involved too. This sounds like it's a must take. Now, bumping way up to 40 points is Kurov's Aquila. It gives the officer unit a new ability, Lord of Deceit Aura. It's the Calidus Assassin ability, boost up the cost of an enemy stratagem by 1 within 12 inches of the unit. Honestly, a 40-point cost might be fine, really. On to stratagems. These fit into the thematics of the army as well. For example, reinforcement. It costs 2 points. And when a regiment unit from your army is destroyed, you can bring it back with all of its wounds in strategic reserves. This can't be used to bring back a character though, keep in mind. Field of Fire is also 2 points. Can be used on regiments or squadron units that haven't been selected to shoot yet. When that unit shoots, all other units targeting that unit it shot at, they'll get an increase to AP unless the attacker is battle shocked. Genuinely, this is pretty fantastic, especially against big boys. Next up, Suppression Fire for 1 point. Usable on an Imperial Guard infantry unit that's not been selected to shoot yet, and one enemy that isn't a monster or vehicle. If a single shot hits, not wounds, but hits, the enemy in question, that enemy unit takes a -1 to hit rolls in its next attack. Not bad. Keep a marker to remember that you put it on them though. Expert Bombardiers, 1 point. It requires a guardsman to be equipped with a Voxcaster, which I think all units can be equipped with one, and one enemy that the first unit can see. When an indirect fire weapon makes a shot against the enemy in question, add 1 to the hit roll, unless the shooter is battle shocked. Given the changes to indirect fire, this may be better than you'd think. Inspired Command, 1 point. Get an extra order for the officer unit in question, but battle-shocked units can't get the order in question. More orders is always nice. Combine this with the enhancement and it can be kind of hilarious. Last stratagem now is Armored Might for 2 points. This can only be used on vehicles that were targeted by a shooter. Subtract 1 from all damage made to the tank. Given how tank heavy the army can be, this is a very good option. Anti-tanks can cause major issues, but it's a good option to keep your Bane Blades around. And next we got... Wait, I'm done? I can't be. I've still got a lot to talk about. Darren, give me something to ramble about for a bit.
What? Oh, so you've been enjoying Kamen Rider lately? Which season you watching?
Gav, X8, and now Double. Just finished X8. I don't like the Poppy character, but boy, those actors and actresses go hard. Gav has been fun to me, because the main character seems to have diabetes. Double fills my love of old movies and shows as well. I've also been watching another show in production right now. Can't wait for season 5 to start. I'll actually be talking about this other show on Monday, actually.
Oh? What show is that?
I'm not gonna spoil it. I'll just show you a real god and a show that interprets what happened to his closest friends. I love this show so much, except one character, which I don't think was intentionally written that badly. It just comes off horribly. I can't say I'll be reviewing this show, but I will be recommending it to everyone. On Monday, not today, so let's see, look at the time. Yeah, now's a good time to shove off.